Donald Trump is now calling for Kamala Harris, Oprah Winfrey, and more to be prosecuted and thrown in jail. In a new statement on Truth Social, Donald Trump said, "I'm looking at the large amount of money owed by the Democrats after the presidential election and the fact that they admit to paying, probably illegally, $11 million to singer Beyonce for an endorsement. She never sang not one note. $3 million for expenses to Oprah, $600,000 to very low-rated TV anchor Al Sharpton, and others to be named for doing absolutely nothing. You are not allowed to pay for an endorsement. It's totally illegal. Can you imagine what would happen if politicians started paying people to endorse them? All hell would break out. Kamala and all of those that received the endorsement money broke the law. They should all be prosecuted." Now, I don't think I need to say this because many of you probably already know this, but surprise, Donald Trump is lying again. Shocking, right? Journalist Yashir Ali corrected this and of course pointed out that, yeah, nobody was paid for an endorsement.
I suppose you don't think it's especially presidential to go on some spree talking about changing the Washington commander's name, denaturalizing.
Yes, Trump has repeatedly alleged, primarily through Truth Social posts, that these individuals were involved in illegal activities related to campaign endorsement during the 2024 U.S. presidential elections. Specifically, he claimed that Kamala Harris campaign paid celebrities like Oprah and Beyonce for endorsement, which he asserted violate campaign finance laws. For example, he cited figures like 11 million paid to Beyonce and 1 million to Oprah Productions company, suggesting these were illicit payment for endorsement rather than legitimate expenses for campaign events. These claims have surfaced in multiple posts that include the one in July.
I suppose you don't think it's especially presidential to go on some spree talking about changing the Washington commander's name, denaturalizing Rosie O'Donnell.
He seems to have made the calculation that the old Michelle Obama line, when they go low, we go high, is naive and doesn't work. And that Democrats feel like they're getting their butts kicked by Donald Trump. And so they need to give those same tactics back. And it could be great to be so principled and nuanced and all the rest of that, but we're losing and that the country is at stake. And so we need to punch them in the face harder than they're punching us. I mean, that seems to be the calculus right now.
And that's the strategy. And you cannot out-Trump Donald Trump. It will not work. It's why the Democratic Party has its lowest numbers nationwide that it's ever had. More people resent them, oppose them, refuse to vote for them than ever before. And there are three groups that have left them. Younger voters that were so pro-democratic hate this negativity, and younger men are looking to the Republican Party. The second group, Latinos. Twice as many Latino voters as African American voters, almost twice as many, soon to be twice as many. And once again, a plurality of Latino men voted for Trump. Never happened before. Mm-hmm. And the third is organized labor, unions, where they look, and the Democrats, in an organizational way, have been a part of labor for years. These voters look to them and say, why are you talking about transgender? Why are you bringing up the social issues that aren't part of our lives? Why aren't you focusing on us? Three groups that are essential to the Democratic coalition that have left them. And they're not Republican. They're not even Trump, although they voted for him. But they're giving the other side a try. And none of this negativity and none of this punching them in the face is going to bring them back.
Trump is putting Democrats in a situation where they get up every morning, they are confused on what to talk about. From one after another, they will struggle to patch up with this. The next day, this, that. At the end of the day, they don't even know what exactly is going on. Since Trump came in, Democrats are struggling to battle with issues. Count from day one to today, from one thing to another. At the end of the day, some even end up doing nothing. That is to tell you what Trump is doing to these people. And they're falling for it because they will go off, start reacting, or go after Trump. That strategies can work out because they have tried that several times It didn't work out. Now going to Gavin Newsom. I think I posted this video a few hours ago for people who never saw Gavin Newsom is in hot water.
So Gavin Newsom and his wife actually created an organization just to steal some of the fire aid money. Like how this man is still governor of California and not behind bars. So I'm sure most of you have heard about the fire aid controversy, you know, where they had this concert to raise $100 million for the victims of the Palisade fires. And people started asking, hey, because there's not a single person who was a victim of the Palisade fires who's seen a cent of it. And through some investigative journalism, what we found is that they distributed the money in 2 rounds. Now, the first round just went to just those. Like some of them have nothing whatsoever to do with fire recovery, but they handed out 50 million apparently to all these corporations and nobody did a thing. But then when we got to round 2, this shit got even murkier. Because when you actually look at the names of who was given money under round 2, you saw this little organization called Cal Volunteers. Now, that organization is no longer listed as a recipient on the website. Funny how once the story broke, they took their name off the website. I mean, that doesn't look guilty at all. But Cal Volunteers is an organization that was recently created by Gavin Newsom and his wife. And they have never done anything before this. This organization was created strictly for the purpose of getting fire aid money. And they've not said what they plan to do with the money they got. They haven't even said how much of the money they received. No, all they did when people noticed that Gavin Newsom's organization was getting money was take down their name and their organization from the website where the fire aid money went. So like not only did these fires happen because Gavin Newsom is a governor and doesn't know how to manage shit, not only was the response to these fires complete and total dog shit because Gavin Newsom's a horrible governor, but after his failures, he then created an organization just to siphon off money that they raised to take care of the people that he was supposed to take care of. This dude is a top tier criminal.
Oh, dirty Gavin Newsom, I caught you. So a couple days ago, I had posted about a congressman calling for the investigation of where the fire aid money had gone to. There was a fundraiser that was created and over $100 million was raised towards direct relief to the fire victims in LA. This letter was sent to Pam Bondi to ask for the investigation of where the funds went. People like Spencer Pratt, this guy has been very loud about the fact that none of the fire victims, including him and his wife, have received any funds. And he came out with a video calling out the fact that it's been discovered that Gavin Newsom and a nonprofit that his wife is tied to took some of the relief funds. And this is where we revealed the shady Newsom. So being who I am, I just don't take anything at a surface level on social media. I decided to go to the fire aid website, where it does display that a total of 75 million has been given out of the 100 million. And I clicked on round 2. It starts off with this one where it talks about how $700,000 was given for critical information for fire victims. And then when you scroll down, you do see Cal Volunteers, which is an organization that got a grant that took some of the money. I need you to pay attention to the one beneath it that says Center for Nonprofit Management. Remember that. This story started gaining more traction and more coverage started hitting this because you go to Cal Volunteer and you check out the commission. Guess who is the honorary chair? That's right, Jennifer Newsom. Guys, Gavin Newsom's wife. She is the honorary chairman of Cal Volunteer. Decided to go back to the fire aid website and guess what is conveniently missing on the list of people that got grants on round 2. Remember how I told you Center for Nonprofit Management? Below that and above that was Cal Volunteer. But today on the website, if you go search round 1 and round 2, somehow Cal Volunteer disappeared from the list of people that got grants.
It's $100 million for the fire victims of LA. Problem is, none of those fire victims has seen any of the money.
I believe you've seen Gavin Newsom is in hot water. I want to see how he would defend this. He struggled to fact check what Trump posted. Meanwhile, it's already everywhere on social media. People are calling that out. The wife is in charge of this NGO. So where's the money? That is a question a lot of people are raising. It's crazy to see this. If you have been following me for the past 3 years, you realize I've always been following stories like this, drawing back to what happened in Hawaii, Maui. I did a lot of videos about that. Now, I was shocked when I saw that, oh, this kind of corruption is surfacing in California. You know, Gavin Newsom is a chronic liar. He knows how to lie. He will just come up and create some kind of real serious, talks like struggling to debunk this. These are facts. They are not doubting what they are putting out after enough research about this whole thing. So what can Gavin Newsom say about this?
We only have 4 seats that are represented by black folk, where the vast majority of the people that get to decide who they have represent them are black. They decided to attack 3 of the 4 seats that we have in the state. They decided to go after a Latina. They are specifically deciding to splinter the communities of common interest, as well as just blatantly say, we are going to dilute minority voices. So we know that the courts, ever since we've had a Voting Rights Act, have always found. We also know that there are donors that I'm sure are going to be willing to make sure that they are investing and making sure that they can take down some of these candidates, since they don't want to rule out dark money. I'm sure some dark money gonna pour in on the behalf of the American people. So what I am saying is every tactic, as well as making sure we're touching people.
Thank you guys for always been sharing on my videos. God bless you abundantly. You can share the video. If you see short videos after this, that is for the white algorithm. You can end here.
Have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you got
What a voice. I cried. But
any barriers, don't mind, limitations,
so many rules.
my choices are mine, making this easy. People line up for my advice. And you're walking away like I'm stupid. It's like I've written books. I've given speeches. Line up.
It is to live in the White House.
Post this morning alleging that since I said I
will prevail.
It also shouldn't be racial. 100
has been overwhelming. The lies and they're
not going to end.
He says, but what if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense.
This is definitely a self-defense case because it always is 1 and 2.
Registration Act is
talking about
term, and you will be very.
Once again, the field was littered with Wintour does.
And black people don't want to live around ratchet black.
How bad is his reputation going to be?
It's bad.
I need to connect the dots.
Going to carry a level of weight. Position.